All right, good morning and happy Friday to y'all out there. June 27th, 2025. Time for catching up with Tommy Mac podcast right here in the 1010XL podcast studios. We're on the 1010XL platform, of course, the app, the website, and all over the place. YouTube, social media, you name it, and we are there. And so is Catching Up with Tommy Mac, brought to you by my friends at Team Tommy Mac. You got the Carpet Man flooring. Carpet Man with the LVP. Carpet Man's LVP. Carpet Man. The commercial still runs. I love it. People come up like, man, I love your commercial. I'm like, man, you know, that thing's been running for 2 years. What's even more great, what's even greater about that commercial is me and Chris Jackson, the owner of Carpet Man, who's in the commercial with me. We laid that down in like, I don't know, what did you say, Chris? What do you think, Chris? Like 3 minutes? Came in there, you had an idea, we expanded, next thing you know, here it is. We're like Michael Jackson's ABC, but it's Carpet Man's LVP. Carpet Man's. So anyway, that's how it went down. It's been running still. Carpet Man flooring, highest quality, lowest prices. They just can't be beat. All kinds of flooring now, right? Not just LVP. Carpet, tile, you name it. Hardwood, they got it for your office, they got it for your home. They are a big part of Team Tommy Mac. I love them all. I'll talk about the rest of them a little bit later. Check them all out at TommyMac.net. All right, no more Grammage. God love him. Grammage is on his way to a successful sales career in another industry, in another field. Don't know what will happen down the road, but we wish him well because we love the kid. He's great. When he said we've been together for 4.5 years doing this show, I was like, holy cow, man, 4.5 years. What a run. It was a great run. And then we'll figure it out from here. But the show will continue. There are some interesting changes happening around town, and I can't really divulge into them, but so I won't. But very interesting. Had a very interesting thing happen. Can't divulge that either because I don't know if anything's going to happen, but really, really interesting developments out there. We believe, we create, we hustle, and, you just got to keep going, man. Keep churning. So we'll do that with the show. Before I get into anything, congratulations to Chaz Lanier, drafted by the Detroit Pistons last night in the second round. He's out of UNF. He's an Osprey. I hear he's even better person than he is a player, but congratulations to him. That's absolutely fantastic. We're going to take a look around the National Football League. We're going to talk about our Jags, of course. And I tell you, man, I was listening to Sean Sarrett, the new O-line coach for the Jags. I was listening to him recently. And I like his comments. He was talking about Walker Little and Anton Harrison. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the O-line. I know last show it was more about Grammage, so I'm going back and forth on pages because there are some notes over here. But I was looking at the Jags' offensive line and their potential lineups. Like, you know who we think the five are going to be. And then you say, well, will Milam beat out Ezra Cleveland at the left guard? Will something happen on the right side? Will Anton, bring it all together and hold off Doga for the Chuma Doga for the right tackle position? Makari right guard, or does he slide out? I don't know. You know what I mean? I think he's probably the guard, but if it doesn't work out at tackle, maybe you can slide him out if you want, and maybe Doga makes a better guard. Center, we know who that is. But anyway, I went through all of that. We'll talk about the O-line. I think they're one of the biggest keys, if not the biggest key going into 2025. Hey, good morning, Tony Monica, my own friend Tony. What's up, Tony? Always good to see you, man. Long time, no doubt about it. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit overall about our Jaguars. Look, everyone very, very excited about Travis Hunter. I am too. There's no doubt. I was on with Rick Ballou last night. I've been on with Hacker earlier in the week. Like, what do you think of Travis Hunter? And I'm like, he looks good. I mean, I don't know. What if he's not like outrunning everybody. He's not outquicking everybody. I mean, he's quick. He's really quick. He's really fast. But so are a lot of guys on the other side of the ball, and so are a lot of guys on the same side of the ball on offense when he's on offense. I think he's going to be fun to watch. But I don't think he's our number. I don't think he's the go-to. I think the go-to is Brian Thomas. I mean, look, you spread it around, of course, when you got weapons like that. But I don't know. Well, I guess, look, go back to, we can only go by what we've seen Tampa do, their offense do last year, right? You had Mike Evans when healthy, you had Godwin when healthy, right? Then you had Otten and other guys, but those guys were big factors when healthy. and should be. So, is that kind of like us? Now, we got De'Ami Brown, too. I think he's faster than the other two. I really do. I don't know. Maybe they race, maybe they don't. But all three of them can absolutely jet, and you're going to take full advantage of that. You're going to see a lot of crossing. You're going to see a lot of those quick, and I'm not a huge fan. Look, bubble screens are like this to me, right? You know what bubble screens are? The quick hitch to the wideout, and then he makes a move. And if it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, it's a shitty call. That's how I look at it. I can't differentiate because that all it takes is one guy to make a play. All it takes is one guy to shoot the gap, beat his block, read it right away because someone gave it away or they lined up in the same formation that they did it last time or whatever the case may be. But if it works and you got the speed that you have and you've got your receivers committed to blocking, look, we all talk about the offensive line and what kind of attitude we're looking for out of them here in Jacksonville now. It's a new one, right? It's new. It's finishing blocks. It's loving football. Well, same goes for our wide receivers and blocking. That's going to be big, right? One block springs everybody loose. One block scores a touchdown instead of that guy making a tackle. So that's going to be interesting how they do that. Now, Sean Sarrett, I looked up, former Vikings assistant offensive lineman, played ball at Kent State, played guard at Kent State, and he had a nickname, Sweet Feet. How about that? I guess his footwork was better than normal, or better than average, I should say. And he's bringing that and those techniques. Interesting comments that he made about Walker Little and Anton Harrison. I got this off of 1010's Twitter handle. They replayed it. I'm going to paraphrase. I wrote most about what Anton Walker. He loves Walker. He thinks he's blue collar, works his ass off, and he's consistent. Okay? I just want to see that on the field. Again, it's like the theme of the entire team, and it probably goes across the league, across anything. You got to be consistent. You have to be consistent in the NFL. It can't be good one day, good one play, bad one play, good 1 week, bad 1 week. It can't. It's got to be consistent. You got to be. It be. Now, that doesn't mean he can't get there, right? He does. I like hearing the blue collar works his ass off. That's great. He's a load, man. He's massive. He's very athletic and he's very flexible. And I tell you what, if you get him to just to be better than solid. Again, I'll just go back to what we've seen in years past at tackle. No disrespect to Cam Robinson or even Jawan Taylor, who had the really good year, but still, there was always that moment that they would give up a big sack or a big hit to the quarterback or just get beaten by just something. Third down, need the first down. It's fourth quarter. We're trying to make a comeback. We're down by 4. We got to have a touchdown. We need this first down, and they're sack, or a big hit, the ball comes out, or hits him while he throws, whatever. It just screws the whole play up. That would happen with Cam. That would happen with Jawan. It happens with Walker, but that's got to be more consistent. So if they can shore that up, right, and make him more consistent, we talk about Trevor having all the tools, and he does physically. Walker Little has all the tools, the elite tools to play left. I've said it. I've been on record saying it, that if he had the right attitude, and maybe he will this time, maybe it'll click. Listen, I've talked to, I think he was a cousin or a best friend of the brother, something. They went to college together. We were at Beach Bowl, and he told me, he's like, man, we're waiting for it to he's never been that guy. He's just always been bigger than everybody, really athletic. Nobody ever messed with him because he was so big. He didn't have that. But maybe Coach Sarrett and the vets on the team, and collaboratively they can get him to that point. And I don't mean Steve Wisniewski now. Like I said, I think you're on radio yesterday or earlier in the week on the podcast. Like, that guy was an animal. He was causing penalties and injuries. You literally had to watch yourself around the pile when number 76, I think he was for the Raiders, was playing, because he'd come after you. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about finishing blocks and not letting the quarterback get hit more times than not. So instead of like 85% good, he's got to be like 95% good or 92% good, something like that. Same for Anton. I mean, look, you you look at what they've done so far in the offseason, Liam Cohen, Tony Vaselli, James Gladstone, and whatnot. They've done a fine job. We'll know how fine or not when we see them on the field. They got to win. We know that. But they went with, and this is not a shot. This is not disrespectful. Okay, I'm just being honest here. They didn't upgrade their tackle position. They did not. They chose not to. They went with, we've got good enough. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I was talking yesterday on the horse's mouth with Coach Campbell. We were talking about Wingard at safety. And he was like, look, he may not be what you want as far as speed, all this stuff, but he can play the position. And I said to him, I just expanded, I'm like, you just got to be good enough, Coach. You don't have to be the best, fastest. You have to be fast enough. You don't have to be the strongest. You got to be strong enough. You don't have to be the quickest. You got to be quick enough. You got to be smart enough. You don't have to be, you know what I mean? You can play this game at a high level, and without a doubt, without making mistakes, we're taking the right angles, whatever the case may be. So you only have to be good enough. So I'm okay with that if it shows that we're playing winning football, okay? Because they chose. Now look, in their defense, you can't fix everything in 1 year. You can't. You just can't. You can't do it all in 1 year. So they're rolling with who they have. And I do think I think they're, look, what Coach Sarrett, Sean, says about Anton is this. He's working towards being more consistent. The ceiling is so high. He's athletic as all get out, as we all know. But they want it to be every play. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. So he's working on that. He's getting better at it. What does that mean? Just consistency. We know what that means. Anton had a really good rookie year. We were like, oh man, what a tackle. Last year, not as good. Well, the whole team nothing was as good. And who knows? Look, if you cut the head off the chicken, it runs like crazy, right? Your chicken with its head cut off. The coach has no, connection to his team. It just doesn't work, That's the job of bringing them all together, which I think they have. I think they're trying to tell Anton, hey, man, you could be really, really great, a really great right tackle. And he can. Athleticism is everything in this game. You got to have power. You do. You got to have strength. But I'll take speed and quickness and footwork and hips, loose hips, make a change of direction all day long than, pure just strength. I would take that all day long, especially in today's game. Especially with the guys that you're going against. I mean, these guys are, you look at Myles Garrett, man. Are you kidding me? Whatever, 6'5", 280, and, run. I mean, he can play hoop. You see a guy play hoop, he could probably play in the league, or at least the D League. I mean, he's really good. He looks all muscle-bound, shooting J's and doing that, and he could do it. I mean, you're talking about T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt, one of the best pass rushers in the game. I mean, you've got to be athletic. So I do think, like I said, I went through writing this down about, where I think they'll line up. Look, initially it's Walker, Ezra, Hainsey, McCary, and then Anton, right? You would think that's going to be our starting five. Now, Ezra and Wyatt are going to battle it out, but Wyatt's playing for either guard. I don't think it's just left guard. And I know McCary's guard, but you could slide McCary out to tackle if you had to. Coach Sarrett and Liam have said best five will play. We just got to get the best five together, and they will play. So that could happen. Maybe it's Wyatt at guard, and the rest remain the same. Maybe it's Wyatt at guard, Edoga at right tackle, and the rest remain the same. I think I got 5 lineups if you want to see it. Just a little notes that this one just from the other day, but right here, just the different. I did it by numbers instead of names. So you look at Hainsey's is going to be the center, I believe, unless something happens. I got McCary at guard for the most part, right guard. I got Walker left tackle. I'll tell you this. Based on what I've seen, and I don't know any inside info, but based on what I've seen and who comes out with the ones, who comes out with the twos. Left tackle is Walker Little's to lose. There's competition, without a doubt. But if he shows that he can be the left tackle they need him to be, on a really consistent level, not not 80, 85, higher, 90 plus, he'll be your left tackle. I think it's his job to lose. Doesn't mean Fred Johnson doesn't have a shot at all. I'm not saying that. I think Cole Van Lanen is the backup. He can play left or right. So that's a good one to have. I think he can play guard too, in my opinion. I do. I've said that for a couple of years now. I think he's got the grit to do it, the size to do it. So it's good to have that. But I do. I think Walker, it's his job to lose. On the right side, I think it's up for grabs. I think they want Anton to be the guy. But look, Chuma Adoga is like, screw that. I don't care what round he was drafted in. He didn't play good last year. This is a brand new staff. I got just as good a shot, and he, I think he's taking it that way, because when you saw them, they were battling it out. Sometimes one, sometimes two, and back and forth. And then the crazy one was Fred Johnson at left tackle. I only think that, I don't know. I want to see Fred in action, though. And in all fairness to all of them. And Walker Little, too. Like, I want to see him in pads and action. And I did like what Sarah said, the coach, Sean said, O-line coach. He said, what did he say? It wasn't so much evaluation this offseason. That's going to come with the pads. It was more about just teaching. So I like that. And you could tell it was some of that. But now the pads are going to come on. And now it is like, all right, let's go. Let's see who's going to be the guys. But, hey, listen, going into 25, that's a big question mark. Not big, but it's a question mark. But if it comes through, that could be a fun offensive line to watch. No question about that. So we'll see how that works out at tackle. Guards, look, that's going to be fun. I know they want Wyatt in there. He seems like he's got the attitude. I think Ezra's got an attitude, too. I think he's going to show it. I do. I think he showed it a little bit in the season last year. I think he'll show it some more. And we'll look forward to all of that. A lot of talk about the running back room. I've been on the radio talking about it here. Look, I'll tell you what, the key is Allen Jr. out of Syracuse, the rookie. If he can play third down, pick up the blitz, catch the ball out of the backfield, this kid is he's going to take over a lot of reps for somebody. Because right now, if you went with, say you don't know anything about Allen, you just take Allen out of the equation. Say he doesn't have the goods, which I think he does, but whatever, we'll see when it's all said and done. Say you just had the three. Well, who's your third down back? Right? It's Etienne Jr., right? He, no doubt, because he can catch a ball in the backfield. He'll stand in there and block. He's just got to do a better job at it. But if the kid can show, if the kid out of Q's, Allen, can show that he's just as good or better, I think that makes Travis Etienne Jr. expendable to be sent to another team based off of Tank having a good camp, not fumbling the ball, and Tootin as well, looking like they can take over. I wouldn't do anything now. I wouldn't, unless someone offered me a deal. You just can't refuse. That one. But no, I wouldn't do anything right now. I'd like to see him and give him the opportunity. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Just shine. And you're like, okay, this is our guy, and we'll just figure out the other guys as we go along. There's a lot of keys to winning this year, and we're going to get into that. I talked about my questions. I talked about the O-line already. Defensive backfield a little bit, and then it comes down to Trevor playing consistently. I want to take a quick look around the National Football League. There is some news and notes brought to you by Team Tommy Mac, of course. I mentioned Carpetman Flooring already. Great member of the team and an original member of the team, Chris Lucero's bail bonds. We've grown together, like he said in his testimony. Hey, you get thrown in the clink, he gets you out in a blink, 24/7. His team's ready to make sure you're out of jail quickly. So number one name in the bail game, 904-822-2245. Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the land, in the world, in the country, everything. They have the resources. They have the people. Let them take care of your claim. Let them take care of your injury and make sure that you're properly compensated. Go to forthepeople.com. No doubt about that. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. I tell you what, you see the trucks all over the place. They'll take care of all your junk. It's not junk. It's stuff that you don't want to use anymore. They refurbish it. They give it to needy families, veteran families, and they also have a great hauling business for all construction construction debris. Check them out at jdog.com. Azar Sausage Company, fourth generation, homegrown, down home, the best sausage you'll ever have. We had it the other night. Again, we have it probably once a week in our sausage hogs, or throw it in with chicken. Whether in a bun, or whether in a dish, or whether in your favorite dish or in a bun, Azar Sausage is the one. No question about that. CodeNinjas.com, 5 great locations for you and your children. I'll tell you, get the kids into this camp. They're going to learn so much about AI. They're going to learn so much about technology, coding, Roblox, Minecraft, all of it. They're going to build video games. They're going to go outside and exercise. They got 5 locations for you. Check them out, CodeNinjas.com. And make sure you mention Team Tommy Mac. And if you sign up online, put in Tommy Mac Ninjas in the discount code bar and get 10% off for those camps. Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, the #1 commercial real estate firm in the land. No doubt about that. Really good friends of mine. Been friends for over years. They're building legacies over there because they've done it right for so long. That's why they're the leader in everything from commercial, industrial, office, you name it, retail, investment sales, development. Go to them. They will, look, if they can't do it, they'll lead you in the right direction, but they handle it all, and they are absolutely fantastic. PhoenixRealty.net or 904-399-5222. Family Tradition Specialty Foods. We made it easier for you. We got a QR code. I put it on Facebook. Go to my Facebook page. Scroll down, hit the QR code. It'll take you right to the landing page of Coconut Joe's hot sauces that Family Tradition Specialty Foods puts out. Do it. You're going to thank me. And make sure you put Team Tommy Mac, pound Team Tommy Mac in the discount code bar and get a BOGO free. I tell you, man, it pays to be with Team Tommy Mac. It sure does. And I love every single one of them. Freedom Finance. That's my man, Courtney Morris. You need a fractional CFO. You need someone to come in and help you with finances, help you with your books, help you with maybe raising some funds, keeping it all in line. Your new venture, your early stage, you're looking to grow, call my man Courtney Myers. You can find his number. at freedomfinance.llc. That's freedomfinance.llc. He's the best when it comes to fractional CFOs. Saltaire Inn and Suites, right off the beach. Got 4 blocks from the beach, 2 blocks from all the action. Boutique hotel, great rooms, got a pool, little courtyard, absolutely fantastic. Whether you're in town, you want to come out to the beach for a night, you want to come for the weekend, or you're listening from far, far away, you want to come in for a week, make sure you go to visitsaltaire.com. Make sure you mention Team Tommy Mac, and you will get the absolute best rate there. Absolutely fantastic. And Baracus Group, I tell you, on-demand security for your family, for your home, for your business. On demand. You pay less than $10 a month, and they're ready for you on call when you need them. Make sure you check them out at BGSJacks.com. I love my family, love the 1010XL family, always here in the 1010XL studios, and of course, check it all out at TommyMac.net. All right, quick look around the National Football League. Justin Tucker, the kicker, suspended for the first 10 games by the National Football League for violating the personal conduct policy. We know this story. You'd think they'd learn. I think they learned. You had Deshaun Watson. I don't get it, but whatever. He denies it. Whatever. 10 games, they thought it was enough. 10 games is a big deal. I don't know what the deal. I'm not going to say anything there because I wasn't there, but I don't know. Not a good look for Justin Tucker. We'll see how he ends up. Tampa Bay extends their GM, Jason Licht, and head coach Todd Bowles. Look, they win. Good for them. We'll see what they do this year. We'll see if, look, a lot of people giving Liam credit for Tampa's success, rightfully so. Can they continue without him? We don't know. Nice rhyme. Thank you very much. But we don't know. We'll find out, I guess. And you Tampa Bay Buck fans will find out. And we'll find out what Liam Cohen can do for our Jaguars. Fred Smith, the founder of the FedEx Corporation, he passed, of course, his son, Arthur Smith, former Atlanta Falcons head coach, current Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator. I didn't know this, but Mr. Smith, God rest your soul, tried to get the NFL to Memphis in '93. We won out, Jacksonville, Carolina, but Fred Smith, he's big in Memphis, gave a lot of money to the University of Memphis, got maybe a stadium named after him, something like that. Tried to get the NFL to come to Memphis. Memphis showboats were pretty fun to watch, weren't they? Back in the day, what was that? The World League? No, it wasn't the World League. What was it called? The USFL. What am I thinking? The USFL. Yeah, they were the Memphis Showboats. I remember that. How I remember, I don't know. But rest in peace, sir. All right, Josh Simmons, full speed for the Kansas City Chiefs camp. I wanted us to grab him. I'm telling you, this kid out of Ohio State, if he didn't tear his knee, they said he would have been a top tackle without question taken. Without question. Look, I tore my ACL and meniscus in 97, and it sucked. I missed a whole year in 97. I was having a good camp too, but whatever. And I did the cadaver ligament, and I got it healed. And this was 1997. Only problems I've ever had is arthritis, right? Other than that, no problems. Today, you get an ACL tear. I'm not worried about it. You're going to come back from it. No, it may be in your DNA that they continue to run, and you'll just figure that out. But that doesn't bother me. And it didn't bother the Chiefs either. Why do teams like Chiefs make these picks and all they do is make them stronger? It's unbelievable. Watch, that kid's going to turn out. If he stays healthy, he'll turn out to be one of the better left tackles in the game. You watch. Gosh darn, I want it. That's what, look, back to our O-line. I'm not saying it can't work or it's not going to work. I'm not saying that. But think about that. If you could have upgraded your left, that's immediate upgrade. Immediate. That kid is big. He's athletic. He's mean. He's got the work ethic. Andy Reid's raving about him. Now, he's not giving him no job yet. He's going to wait to see what happens with the pads, but he's raving about him. He's ready to go. Sorry to get so excited. I don't know. Another offensive lineman that, man, again, how does Dallas draft these massive guards that look like they're going to be unbelievable? Tyler Booker, did you see the 20-yard shuttle race he did with I don't know who it was. Maybe it was a receiver, DB, or high school kid, or whoever it was. And he beat him. I mean, it was unbelievable how big and fast this guy is at 6'3", 330. Again, you go back to how do they get these guys? How does Dallas? They always say it's from the owner. You know that? Like the owner dictates what kind of players, what kind of team, who we're having. Look at Dallas. They've always invested in that O-line. It was always a priority. They've always been go back to their guards. Nate Newton, right? Zach Martin. Is Booker going to be that? I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like they produce them. Or they bring them in. Kansas City, kind of same deal, man, with their O-line. They let Tooney go. Bears upgraded. Again, okay, I'm not saying it's not going to work. They invested in our O-line down here in Jacksonville. I'm not saying that. But they went with guys. Now, I think McCary's going to be really good. I'm interested to see in Hainsey. There's something. Look, we get beat out. I wasn't always the starter. But there's something to getting beat out. There's also something to when you do get your chance, you play your ass off, which he did last year. And he knows the system, so I get that. It's his job to lose. Is it an upgrade over Mitch Morris? I don't know. I liked Mitch. I thought Mitch was a good player. I thought he still, unfortunately, can't play. And good for him. He retired on his own terms. It's fantastic. But he was a good player. Is Hainsey better? We're going to find out. You can't say yes or no. I don't know. So, but I think with McCary gives me a lot of confidence. Doga's interesting, and I keep hearing from my good friend, Coach Campo, and he's like, listen, this guy's an animal. Wait till the pads come on. So it'll be fun. But they get it done up front in Dallas with Tyler Booker. We'll see, man. Man, he's got the attitude, too. I mean, talk is cheap. You hear Wyatt talk. No one's going to hit Trevor. Don't put the target on your back. You know what I mean? No one's going to hit Trevor. Yes, they are. They're going to hit Trevor. We just don't want to hit too much, right? Because we see what can happen to quarterbacks when that happens. All right, let's get back to our Jaguars. Keys to winning. Okay, I just wrote down numbers, right? Keys to winning. Player keys to winning. Number one, we know who it is. It's 16, right? And look, that's one of my biggest questions. O-line, secondary to safeties. I think they'll figure that out. And I do think Wingard will start. And then the consistency of Trevor Lawrence, right? That's going to be a huge key to the success of our Jacksonville Jaguars. It's for every team. It's every team. I think even more so with Trev, just because this is fifth year. It's time to do it. Time to get it done. I think he will. Next in line, I got Armstead. Armstead playing tackle. I think it's massive. I think that's what they wanted last year. You saw when he did play tackle, especially in the passing game, they were in the backfield. It's perfect. And I think Josh Hines Allen was hoping for that last year. For whatever the coach, I don't care what the reason is anymore. Just keep him inside and keep him on the field. But I think he's going to be a big key to the success of the entire team. Success of the defense, for sure. Against the run and pass. But for the entire team, I think he's number 2 on my list. Number 3, it's Walker Little. Because I do think he's going to be our left tackle. And we know what it is. When your star positions, what are they? What are the most important positions in football? QB, left tackle, pass rusher, wide receiver, shutdown corner, right? The 5. Everybody else are role players, and they're important. I'm not saying they're not star players, but they're more of the role players. So those 5 got to be really good. Well, Walker Little has got to be really good this year. Trevor has got to get that trust back. He lost trust. I would too. You want to sit back there getting your ass beat? Man, how tough you are. I'd be yelling at them like, what the are you doing? Unbelievable. Anyway, new year. But 72 is a big key to a successful season. After that, I got Josh Allen / Trayvon Walker. Both those guys have to have big years. Every week, they're wreaking havoc in the backfield. Every week. That's what it takes. And I think with the inside of Eric, Mason's not a key, but I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking for seeing Jefferson and whoever else. Hamilton, if he can really step up his game, we'll see. But 91, real key to all of that. De'Ami Brown. And I added De'Ami, Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter. Those guys are going to be real key. They are quite the weaponry. There's no doubt about it. Speed galore, playmaking ability. Liam's going to get him open. Trevor's got to put in the right spot. That's going to be critical. Consistent, again, with that ball placement, right? Not just complete it, putting in the spot where your guys can make a play. And with the speed like that, they're going to make plays. Crossing route, putting it out in front, let them grab it and go upfield. It's going to be amazing. It is. Going deep. Look, Trev throws a great deep ball, especially down the middle. I'm telling you, I've been saying it, down the middle, he's good. His dig is typically spot on. His slant's pretty good. Sometimes he throws it on the back hip, but that happens to QBs. I can't give him too much grief about that. But in the middle, in those numbers, he's good. It's outside the numbers where he gets a little wonky. So just gotta clean that up. Making those completions when needed. 3rd down completions. Taking what they give you. Being more consistent with how you see the field. I think that's all being worked on. And it's going to be critical. Going to be critical to our Jaguars in 2025, no doubt about that. All right, that's going to do it for me this time around, man. Thank you so much. I think I covered it all. I did. Yeah, I sure did, man. I love doing this show. The show will continue. We'll figure it out, okay? We'll figure it out. We got some changes coming around. They're all good. They're positive. I think by next week, it'll be public knowledge. But nonetheless, it should be really, really entertaining and fun. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be gone next week. So going to be in Chi-Town with the fam. Fun stuff. Bleachers, Friday, Cubs. It's 4th of July. I know that's a lot. But if you're downtown and you're in the bleachers, man, me and my 2 brothers will be there and be a little reunion. Looking forward to it. My daughter's dancing up there, my Harley May, competing in the national competition for West Coast Dance Explosion. She, her and our friend Ella earned it. They had to audition, and they earned it. So they're up there all week. My wife leaves tomorrow with our youngest, and then we arrive next week. We're going to watch her perform her solo. She's hoping for a top 10 finish, so I hope she can do it. And then we're going to have some fun and spend 4th of July up there and see some people and just enjoy some city life. And then, listen, I love visiting. I do. But there ain't nothing like coming home to the beach, baby. There ain't nothing like it. I love my community. I love Jacksonville, Duval, all the way. It's awesome. Just want this team to win, and it's going to be effing electric. It's going to It is. Our city explodes when they win. We're on the rise. Don't listen to these jackasses saying we're a boring city. Let the outsiders think we're boring. We're getting too crowded anyway. You know what I mean? Let's build up the city a little bit, and then they can start moving down. For now, yeah, we're too boring for you. You stay in the middle of. You go into the heartland. We'll stay by the beach and enjoy the beautiful creation of the ocean, man, and our awesome communities. All right, that'll do it for me. I'm joining Fat Tony and Dylan Denmark next on Jaguars Today. Looking forward to that. And then it's the weekend, baby, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Be safe. Stay cool, all that good stuff. I'll be back on before 4th of July, so I'll wish you a happy 4th of July. Then, until next time, be good, man, and we'll see you right here. Catching up with Tommy Mac. Peace and love, everybody. Have a wonderful day and weekend. Hey, Tom McManus here with the Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast on the 1010XL podcast platform. Catch it on the 1010XL app. Catch it on 1010XL.com. You can also catch it on the 1010XL Jaguars channel on YouTube. Hey, man, it's always straight from the heart, straight from the gut, all ball, all Jags, all NFL coming your way each and every week, twice a week on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. We'll see you there.